Hi, hi everyone. Sarah URANUS here. Sailor Skyworld Amara here. And today we're going to talk about, you know, sorry, we're going to talk about, you know, why what so many folks don't know about Sailor Moon. Now, there is another Sailor Moon out there. Not the Deke, not Pioneer, not Cloverway, but Renaissance Atlantic Entertainment, or New Birth Great Sea Sailor Moon. This Sailor Moon is unlike, something makes in my ear. This Sailor Moon is unlike the other two, because unlike the Deke, Pioneer, and Cloverway Sailor Moons, which are drawing shows, the Renaissance Atlantic Entertainment or New Birth Great Sea Sailor Moon is half live drawing and live show. And a lot of folks in the Sailor Moon followership mistakenly call it Siobhan Moon because they think that Siobhan Glee had something to do with it. But the truth was Siobhan Glee had nothing to do with this Sailor Moon. This Sailor Moon was really the brainchild of Frank Wand, who at the time was the foresetter of Bandai's arm in Norvinland, and also tune makers or drawing makers at the time, which are no longer around anymore. Now, this show would be unlike, like I said, there'd be live work, the live show, and then when they shape-shifted, it would be the drawing end. So everything they were doing in their daily lives would be a live show. But when they shape-shifted, that's when the drawing show would start. Now, there are many unlikenesses to this Sailor Moon. First, Queen Beryl is in a starship, and she's not only looking for the folklore Silver Hearst, or known as the Silver Hearst, but looking for all of them. The Rainbow Hearst are really held by all the worlds in the Milky Way Starway. So Queen Beryl has overtaken sundry starways and worlds before she got to the Milky Way Starway in this Sailor Moon. And only if she can get her hands on the last Hearst in this Sailor Moon, in this Sailor Moon's world, then would she be lording over everyone. A lot of folks out there might also wonder why this Sailor Moon never really saw the light of day. Other things about this Sailor Moon is that Luna is a white cat instead of being a black cat. There is no Artemis at all. Artemis isn't in this Sailor Moon. Queen Serenity is, but she doesn't die like she does in all the other takes of Sailor Moon. And neither do the Sailor Fighters themselves. Amy, Ray, Lita, and Mina, which in this world, their names are Victoria, Amy, Dana, Carrie, and and that is their names. Darian's name is Darian because that name was kept. Deke and Cloverway and Pioneer would keep that name, but they would go to other names later on. So their borrowed names have been shifted over. So folks who bitched about Deke and Cloverway and Pioneer shifting their names, well, they would have been, here's some other name for you to bitch and rant about. Some more Hellenish or Latinish or Frenchish or Hebrewish or I guess Hellenish or Farsiest borrowed names. Another big unlikeness of this Sailor Moon that makes it very unlike is that tuxedo mask or evening wear hide, Aldeling Endymion or Aldeling Darien, does not have a top hat, which, it comes and goes in the Sailor Moon books and Sailor Moon Hearst and Forever and Stars. It comes and goes. He either has it on or he doesn't have it on. Not a big deal, I guess. They also have starships or sailor starships, which they fly in the sky or fly in outer room. So, yeah, because they're sailor fighters, so they're going to have sailing ships. Another big unlikeness is instead of calling them sailor keepers or sailor fighters, they're called the Elderling fighters. And they're not newly born again. They, like in all the other takes of Sailor Moon, they're all newly born from their former lives. No, these are their lives. They didn't die either. And they're sent to Earth to live an everyday school, everyday learner girls. And then Queen Beryl, as I said, goes after the Kaiserdom, the folklore Silverhurst, and the other Silverhurst held by the other world. So they spend most of their time fighting Queen Beryl, the Dark Kingdom, which I don't know if they'd call it the Dark Kingdom in this world or not. There's only one saga, and it's only been seen once by many folks, and that's it. It was only no one in the Sailor Moon followership saw this Sailor Moon until the 8th month of 2022 YL. After someone who put a lot of time and work into learning about this Sailor Moon reached out to someone who knew Frank Wand, and Frank Wand ended up giving the all right for his work to be freed out. And that was the only way that this Sailor Moon ever saw the light of day. It only has one saga to itself because it was made for other folkworks to pick it up. The truth is that ARE Sailor Moon would be picked up by the Fox Farseer folkwork. And if this Sailor Moon was the Sailor Moon that got green-lighted beyond the one drawings, the one saga they did, there would have never been a Deke Sailor Moon or a Pioneer Sailor Moon or a Cloverway Sailor Moon or no Viz Sailor Moon, because this Sailor Moon would have been a Sailor Moon that the English-speaking world would have gotten. No need if it was North Vinland or South Vinland or Evenland or the East or Darkland or the Southeast Side lands or Southern Land or whatever. This would have been the Sailor Moon that the English-speaking world would have had. And I could see a lot of Sailor Moon followers bitching and saying, oh, I wish we would have gotten the drawing shows and the drawing films of Sailor Moon. I wish that Deke or Pioneer or Cloverway or someone would have gotten the rights to work with it. I don't like this half-live drawing, half-live show, Sailor Moon. So they would have bitched about some of the same things they hate about Deke and Pioneer and Cloverway Sailor Moons. They would have hated about this Sailor Moon. And this Sailor Moon is not owned by the Toei business. It is not owned by Elderling Niogolings. It is owned by Renaissance Atlantic Entertainment or New Birth Great Sea Glee, owned by Frank Wand. So, just let everybody know that. But at the end of the day, this Sailor Moon never saw the light of day because Toei business. And also, that also included tune makers or, drawing, show makers, drawing makers, and, and Renaissance Atlantic Entertainment or New Birth Great Sea Glee. All three businesses felt, and Nees and Bandai felt at the time to be way too much to do a show that was half live drawing and half live work. Now, I know nowadays there might be shows they could afford to do this, but even then, I don't think so. So that's why this Sailor Moon never saw the light of day, and that's why it was cheaper just to get a deal with Deke Glee. That's why it was cheaper to get a deal with Deke Glee, which was owned by the Walt Disney business at that time. And they ended up buying that Sailor Moon, and you know how that Sailor Moon went. So tell me what you would have thought about this Sailor Moon. Would you have watched it? Would you think it's cool? or you would have not? Let me know. I, Sarah URANUS, Sailor Sky World Amara. I'll see you later. Goodbye.